Okay, so welcome everyone. We are interviewing the first person to contribute in Kuwait. This is the first person we're interviewing during the year who's contributing to Kuwait environmentally and doing really good things. Today we have Bashayer, who is part of TISWA. So, Ms. Bashayer, please tell us what is TISWA and what's the goal that TISWA hopes to achieve.
So TISWA is a marine conservation campaign. So what we do is we try to raise awareness in terms of the marine conservation. And TISWA is actually an acronym. So in Arabic, TISWA means it's worth it. Yes. And in English, it's an acronym, TISWA, which stands for to increase sea welfare awareness. And so our goal is to reach as many people in Kuwait as possible. We want to raise awareness, make people understand and appreciate the beauty that Kuwait's environment holds.
Very nice. And how long has TISWA been active, and what are like the milestones you think you have achieved throughout this time?
TISWA is very young. We started TISWA last month, officially. TISWA has been around as an idea since 2015. And because I used to work with CasePath, and unfortunately CasePath is closing down, and now we're continuing the amazing efforts that have been done through CasePath and CasePath volunteers through TISWA. So currently we've only done one beach cleanup officially for TISWA, but we have 15 beach cleanups already set up. We are working with 7 different organizations in terms of educational organizations, the schools, NES being the extremely first one to set up anything related to the environment, which is absolutely amazing. I honestly applaud you guys. And we also have 3 volunteer groups that we're working with as well.
And just as you mentioned NES, it just takes me to the next question. What do you really think about the contribution NES has done? What do you think that NES can do more to work with TISWA and other organizations to increase environmental awareness?
Number one thing I want to say is NES students and teachers, like Ms. Lee back there, you guys are amazing. I mean, the things that you've been doing for years with CasePath to start off with, because I was with CasePath for 2 years, and so everything that you were doing to help the environment in terms of CasePath was incredible. Coming to almost every single beach cleanup, and we do a beach cleanup every month, so that's a lot of beach cleanups, other than the beach cleanups that happen just for NES, so that's another different story. And then you've also had amazing things, like you've got the magazine that was used to go around, and it's just so many things that you guys have done, and this right here. Yeah. So the environmental club alone, and we were talking with me and Ms. Lee that it's a lot of students that are interested, which is absolutely amazing. It warms my heart so much. In terms of what you can do, the sky's the limit. I mean, I know that you guys are so passionate about what you do, whether it's environment, sports, whatever it is. I mean, you guys are so passionate, and I can see you doing so much in terms of the goodness of the society. In terms of TISWA, I mean, you guys are already doing a lot with us. So there's beach cleanups, there's the documentary, there's so much. But for other organizations, I think it's just making your voice count and knowing that no matter how small of a thing you do, it does make a difference. So it's basically inspiring others, and I think you do it well, and you can still do a lot more of it. So yeah, I think that's you just do it really well, honestly.
That's great, and just so as you contribute, as you increase like the marine life awareness in Kuwait, you must of course know about the sort of special sea creatures, like the fish and the type of creatures that you see in Kuwait. So what are the type of what is the type of wildlife you try to protect in Kuwait?
So Kuwait's a very special location because number one, we are on the migratory path of we have more than 150 species of birds that just pass through Kuwait, and so Kuwait is like their resting and feeding spot. And so there are flamingos, there's mud skippers, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about. And we have 5 species of mud skippers, and they're like amphibious fish that live in the mud flats of Kuwait. And they are, as I said, there's 5 species. One of them is indigenous to this region. So it's found in Kuwait, it's found in Iran, and it's found in Iraq only. It's not found anywhere else in the world. So these are the main things that we'd like to help in terms of where we go to beach cleaning. But there's so many more species. I mean, we have almost 50 species of indigenous fish to Kuwait in the sea. We have sharks, we have dolphins, we have whales. There's so much in Kuwait's environment, and that's just talking about marine And then you have the desert / marine animals.
Yeah.
Well, it's not marine. They're desert animals that live next to the coast. Let's say jerboas or the spine-tailed lizard. And so there's so many species that are coming to Kuwait.
Well, I was actually really impressed because everyone thinks of Kuwait as this like arid desert which has no life, but there is lots of variation. It's very interesting. So what are the challenges that you might have faced in starting the organization? So I know, like you've said, that you were thinking of the idea from 2015, so there must have been challenges to overcome so you can start this idea.
Yeah. So starting off, because it was just me when we started off, when the idea came out, and TISWA is under a big, huge branch of marine conservation, and especially going into schools, organizations, beach cleanups, and conducting them, and all those things. The first challenge was finding people to be a part of the team. And we are currently 3 people. We're all volunteers. And so it's myself, Hassan Al-Sayegh, and Jennifer Marin. And Hassan and Jennifer were both volunteers with me in the beach cleanups in Case Path. So that we've all just moved on to TISWA now. And so we're a team of 3. So it's finding the time and finding the right people to help you on such a journey, because it has to be someone that's passionate about everything and giving their heart and soul into it. And so Hassan and Jennifer are an awesome team right now. The second problem, I think, would be funds. Finding people willing to donate money, and all the money goes directly to buying equipment, to going to school visits, to producing material. And so I think the largest, or like the most significant problem, or not problem, but a challenge that we're trying to overcome is finding people to fund us and fund programs.
Mm-hmm. And what other organizations has TISWA worked with to achieve its goals? And
currently we're working with schools like NES, TES, KNES, LFK, which is a French school.
Yes.
And then we're also working with volunteer groups like RUGBII, which is the Filipino community here in Kuwait. We're working with Kuwait Dive Team. We're working with the Boy Scouts of America. And we're also working with a couple of hotels as well.
I'm really impressed because you just said it's a team of 3 people, and for you to do all of these things, you must be,
we're
working
trying
really
our
hard.
best, yeah.
And what do you think is the long-term goal? What do you hope to achieve, and how do you think you can achieve your goals?
My number one goal would be I want everyone in Kuwait to look at Kuwait and see how beautiful it is. Because yes, we have a lot of people. Yes, we have a lot of cars. We have traffic. We do have people that litter. But if they understand and appreciate the beauty that we have here in Kuwait, in terms of mangrove trees that we have, in terms of flamingos that come here every year for 6 months, they are here to feed and grow, and just the beauty that we have in Kuwait, it's remarkable. And if we can get across and let people just understand and appreciate that beauty, we've done an amazing milestone, because that is one of the hardest things, especially when people are used to having a blind eye. And so our goal is to raise awareness and appreciation, and the longest goal is to see our beaches and our environment pristine and have all the animals flourish back into Kuwait.
That's really insane. And I'm pretty sure people who are watching this think, how can I contribute to the amazing goal that you're trying to achieve? And so what can a student at NES do to help with TISWA? Okay,
so TISWA is 3 parts. We have beach cleanups, we have TISWA education, and then we have data collection. And for beach cleanups, it's coming onto the beaches and cleaning with us. And we already have an amazing group of people, and we have the amazing Miss Lee here. So coming to cleanups. And we also have something called TISWA Volunteers, which is a volunteer program that we're currently starting. And people can become official volunteers at TISWA. And there's ranks, so they just keep going up, and they come to events, they earn points. And so being a volunteer at TISWA, an official volunteer at TISWA, means that you just don't cover beach cleanups, but you cover events, awareness drives, like all the things we do. And then we have data collection, is when we also go to beaches, or if anyone's a diver, we also have coral reef data collection, where we basically go to a beach, number 1, which for beach data collection, and we record and do beach combing, which is basically find out exactly what's on the beach, where it's located, what type of species it's around, what it could harm, and then we take that data and we analyze it, and then we try to find out a way to help that problem itself. And so that's something that any student, anyone can help us with. So it's, and raising awareness, just keep talking about what we do and what you guys do, to make people understand and appreciate.
And just to, like, going back to a point you just mentioned there, a few days ago I actually did read, and I was really surprised to find that Kuwait actually has coral reefs.
Yeah, we do.
So just tell us about, like, the diversity of the coral reefs you have in Kuwait. And
So we have different types of coral reefs. We have 3 or 4 main species of coral reefs. We have the soft corals, we have the hard coral, we have the boulder corals, we have the shelf corals. So there's different types of coral reefs, and we have around 7 islands in Kuwait. And these islands are filled with amount of species. Let's say, for example, we have Kubbar Island or Garo Island, and they are islands that have these amazing coral reefs surrounding them. And so now coral reefs are very important, whether to Kuwait or any sea or water, because they produce almost 90% of the oxygen in the water. And this is something, it's funny because people don't know that we have coral reefs, but our water is based on coral reefs. And so coral reefs actually give not only oxygen, but they also give protection and feeding grounds to fish, to like small creatures and critters in the ocean and the sea. And so
they're the life of the ocean.
They're the life of the ocean, exactly. And without coral reefs, our ecosystem would not be able to be where it is. And the main point we need to tackle when it comes to, for example, let's say, why are we removing waste? Yes, it looks horrible, number one. Number two, it hurts species, it can kill species, it can do all that, but it also keeps the heat trapped within the water. And when the heat is trapped, 1 degree Celsius higher or 1 degree Celsius lower can reduce the ability of the coral reefs to produce oxygen, and it kind of kills the coral reef, and it's called coral bleaching. And so coral reefs are an amazing type of species that are in Kuwait, and we have so many types and so many colors that people don't understand or see how beautiful they are, and they're just fantastic. And that's why I support everyone being a diver. Diving gives you a whole new experience and a whole new life, and you see a completely different world.
And so as you work on marine life, protecting marine life in Kuwait, you must have an idea of how maybe bad we could say the situation is. So how bad do you think the situation is in terms of marine life in Kuwait? Like in terms of how much pollution there is?
I'll tell you in a year's time because we're doing data collection.
Data collection, yeah. Of course.
But in terms of how bad it is, it's there is no way to put it into words.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's why we encourage people to come out to beach camps to see
it, yes.
For themselves exactly what the situation is. But I don't think focusing on the bad is important as much as focusing on the good. And if you see the good, you'll fix the bad real quick, you know? Yeah. So it's just figuring out and seeing how beautiful the species are and how beautiful wildlife is. And like you said, a lot of people think that Kuwait's just a huge flat landed desert, which we do have a desert. But in that desert, if you just pay attention to one spot of desert, you will see so many species and life and just it's so much. And so I think how bad it is, I don't think I can put that into words. I think it's something that you have to see for yourself, because even if it seems bad, it's always fixable. And something that I really believe in is the environment, whether in Kuwait or abroad, is Earth is very forgiving, and it revives itself. It just needs us to give a little helping hand, and it'll take the rest. So it's just us playing our role, and the Earth adapts. We're the ones that don't adapt. We're the ones that we need the Earth to survive, whereas the Earth doesn't really need us. So it's about helping the Earth to help ourselves in return.
And I'm pretty sure that everyone who's watching this would love to know more about TISWA. So do you have maybe a website or a social media page that people can follow?
We're working on our website, but we do have a social media page. It's at tiswa.q8, and it's Instagram.
Yes. Okay. Very nice, and thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
I was really, and everyone sure was really interested in knowing more about TISWA.
I'm glad, and I really do hope, I wish you amazing success, guys, because you guys are doing an amazing job. This is extremely professional, and I really do wish you all the best.
Thank you. And we really look forward to working with you.
I'm looking forward. Honestly, trust me. This is really cool. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.